Well, various dignitaries, friends and family have arrived to pay their condolences at the Anglican Archbishop Desmond Mpilo Tutu's house in Milnerton, Cape Town. Our reporter Atule Joka is on the story. We rejoin him now. Atule, what's the latest coming from outside the Tutu house?
Well, Desiree, since the last time we spoke, we've seen quite a number of family members making their way here. Dr. Mpilo, an academic and a doctor, who's also a good close friend of the family, has also arrived again this morning. Another frequent visitor, Minister of Public Works, Mama Patricia Delil, is also here again today. So I was talking to her earlier on. She was telling me that she will be coordinating the plans for the funeral because, as we know, the Arch, he is a man of many facets. He was a religious man, he was also an activist who fought for people's rights. He was also a family man, and also people was largely loved by South Africans. So we needed that coordination so that everything is in sync when it comes to the day of the funeral. But I will be joined by the Minister to tell to us more. Minister, good morning and welcome to SABC News. Just talk to us. We were speaking earlier on, particularly on the fact that you were very close to the family, besides the fact that you are the minister. We're talking about Umama Ulia, who's a long life a partner of Utata.
Yes.
How is she holding on? And also you've been a frequent visitor here. Just talk to us more about that.
For Mama Leah and the family, they are totally overwhelmed with the support and love and hope that they've been receiving from around the world and from the country. It's Mama's feeling as if all the love that Arch has given to the world has been given back to the family. So she's holding up very well. She's assisting us and guiding us still around the arrangements. She made certain commitments and promises to Arch. And she absolutely makes sure that she keeps to his wishes. So the arrangements is going on very well. The cooperation between the City of Cape Town, the provincial government, national government, the family and the church, it's running very smoothly. The church has planned services across the country. There's going to be a memorial services and also across the country, and so the various stakeholders will make announcements as and when events will be happening.
And also there's COVID-19. I believe it's going to be done in line with the COVID-19 regulations. Yes. Can you talk to us how we're going to prepare?
Yes, Mama Leah is giving guidance on how we're going to put together within the framework of 100, what will be the breakdown. If you have the breakdown of 50 to the family and 50 to government and the church and the state, it's quite a balancing act. So Mama Leah is actively guiding on how do we have to make those compromises. But we have to adhere to, she insists that we must adhere to the COVID protocol.
And also you've been with the family until the last days of the Arch. Can you talk to us about the Arch and the moments that you shared with him and also his last days as well?
Yes, for the past few weeks, we have been spending time with the family 24 hours. And we took turns between Dr. Mpilo, Benny Gould and Roger Friedman and myself to be with Mama all the time, just to give her support and also to make sure that she gets at least sleep, knowing that we are there with her. And on Boxing Day morning at 6:30 in the morning, it was my turn to go and relieve Dr. Mpilo and Benny Gould. When just half an hour after my arrival, we were still making Mama comfortable in bed next to the Arch when he said goodbye to us. And for me, it was very moving to see how Mama was singing. Mama was saying, "Oh, my baby," and holding him. They have been together for 66 years. Mama's 88 years old now, and all the days now we're sitting with her, and she's recounting moments that they spent together, funny moments, ups and downs in their lives, and she's never stopped talking about him since he passed on.
Some of those memories, maybe, which one stood out for you?
Well, for me is that I know the Arch as a personal friend also for many years. But even during my own turbulent times, he used to pray for me on the phone. He used to comfort me. He used to give me hope and said, look, the truth will survive, continue to fight. And it was that inspiration that he gave me and that strength for me to continue the fight I had with the city of Cape Town. But that is behind us now. I've made peace with it. I was just glad that I had the Archbishop that at the time supported me with prayers and with counsel. Yes.
Many have described the Arch as someone with a well-rounded life, a life well lived, that of fighting for justice, that of fighting for freedom and equal civil rights for everyone. And also someone who was very humorous, someone who was very funny. Do you have any funny moments that you can share of us with you and the Arch that you can recall?
Yes, most definitely. There are many. But when I was the mayor of the city of Cape Town, I also felt that, we need to honor our icons and our heroes during their lifetimes. And that is why I started programs with the Archbishop. The one was to protect his legacy for the next generations to come. And the city donated a building, a granary, 200-year-old building. And that is where all the legacy and the writings and speeches of Arch will be there. And so, again, he was very sick. And I wanted to hand over the building to him on his birthday. So we now had to wait for the 2nd of October and hoping that the Arch will be well enough. And as God may have it, he arrived with Mama Leah. And he still had that little ripple, And then we all shocked and surprised, but we're all happy. And then I said to him, Arch, you really again, you have fooled us. You fooled the rest of the world. And he said to me also, watch out. You must watch out for me. I'll never forget that moment. So, but he's always been good. And then, in all of the fight against apartheid, I used to go to all the marches that the Arch was leading and to all the meetings, several meetings. And he always used to start by telling us a joke. Even though we were angry, but, to show our worth. So, we just have to continue to live in his memory.
And also most people want to know about the international visitors and also his longtime friend, which is close to the Tibetan spiritual leader, Mr. Dalai Lama, if he is going to make it.
Well, the media people will be making an announcement later. I can only confirm that today we've got 2 guests that will be coming, Patrice Motsepe and then also Mama Elita de Klerk will also be coming today. But in terms of the international guests, Benny Gould and Roger Friedman will deal with those.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Public Works Minister Mama Patricia Delele talking to us about the life and times of the Archbishop, a man who has been described as having a well-rounded life and a life well-lived, someone who stood with people in the face of adversity, saying, of course, this was the person who prayed for me and stood with me when I had my tribulations with the city of Cape Town. This is the person who came and laughed and joked with me in my times of happiness. He also supported me in all the times that I needed him. So this is how the Arch has been described here. We are still standing here outside looking at all the dignitaries that are making their way. I understand this is one of the reverends of the Anglican Church making his way inside here. But I want to talk to you about earlier on our earlier crossing, I did say that Utata was a member of the ANC, but he was publicly associated to the ANC, not necessarily a member. That was when I was referring to a stall that was erected there and also displaying some of the ANC regalia. We understand that stall has also been requested to make a way to also move. So this is how things are unfolding here. We are seeing people trickling in to come and pay their last respects to the Arch. A lot of anecdotes that we are hearing about the Arch. Yesterday when we interviewed the bishop in the press conference, Archbishop Thabo Makgoba, he talked to us about on the 25th, which was the Christmas day, he was also here. This was the eve of the passing of the Arch. Also discussing and also talking to the Arch, saying this was the person who was very positive and very grateful of life until the end. He said Thanksgiving was very big on the Arch. He was very grateful. He lived a life of gratitude. As you can hear from Umama Patricia Delil saying, on the last day of the Arch, she held hands with the wife and a long life partner, which he'd spent many years. And then he had a peaceful passing next to his lifelong partner. He was telling us earlier on that Mama kept saying, my baby, and then she sang after that. So this is the life of the Arch. We'll bring you those anecdotes, all that information that is coming through here of the Arch and also the family and also those who were close to him, because most of us were not around when the Arch was in high spirits, had his full strength. So we'll rely on those who lived with him to tell us about this man who they say embodied peace, joy, love, laughter, and also humor. Desmond.
Atule, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed.